Hello and welcome. So I am going to take a look at the Guardian's Quick Cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Saturday the 26th of July 2025. If you haven't seen these before, these are a series of puzzles aimed at beginners. So they're a smaller grid and there's only 4 types of clue, which today are anagrams, reversals, which is where you have a word like God and turn it into dog, or dog becomes God, um, alternating letters, drop letters, so you take one word, drop a letter from it, and you get a new word. The puzzle's been set by dice, and it's number 69 in the series, which should, if I was younger, I would try and do my Bill and Ted's impression, but it's pretty bad this age. So I think the only other thing I really say is I talk these through very slowly and say what I'm saying, just to help out the beginners. So let's crack on. I've gone to one down. Fragrant food, poor. Fragrant food, poor. Poor might be an anagram indicator, so mum's leaving. Suggest maybe leaving every other piece. Oh, okay, leaving every other piece. So, gosh, got an alternating letter for fragrant. So we've got F-O-P-O, FOPO. So, no, what about O-D-O, odorous? I think that's odorous. Odorous. So odorous is fragrant. Take the regular letters O-D-O-R-O-U-S. Yes, odorous. Let's try and get that on the crosses right periodically. Okay, this is the alternate letters. O-R-A-N, oran, G-E, orange. Orange is a fruit, so there's definition fruit. I'll sort of look at 2 down. So 2 down, 3 letters A. Head covered in itchy patch left behind after a fire. What? Head covered, okay, in itchy patch. So that's a rash, isn't it? Yeah. A rash is an itchy patch. So take the R off of rash because we've covered up the head, and it's and behind after a fire is ash. Okay. What's this going to be? Something like other or ochre? Paint chore, abandoned. Yeah, ochre is an anagram of chore. Abandoned is your anagram indicator. And ochre is something to do with paint. I can't tell you what exactly. 4 across. Short, fat professor on the board. Now, on the board normally makes me think of chess clues. Just trying to think. The only 4-letter rook. But I can't see what that is. Rooks, queens, pawns, knights. Or on the board could be something to do with ships. Got a question mark on the end. Or could be something to do with the stage, maybe on the board. Maybe. Too hard though. Let's move on to a clue we can try and get. Let's go to 9. My darling is only occasionally shy or needy. Only occasionally says, okay, alter letters. Gosh, without having the limited clues to know what's possible, I think I'll be in trouble there. MD isn't going to be alternate. YALN isn't going to be alternate. So is it shy? HONEY. Honey. Yes, honey. My brain couldn't quite get around that. Wow. So alternate letters of shy or needy give you honey. Occasionally is your indicator. Right. Let's have a look at 10. 3 letters. Cereal is 75% of butter, so yeah, we've got a 4-letter word becoming a 3-letter word because it's 75%. Butter, cereal, I'm thinking of corn, O-R-N, no. 75 butter. Butter is a goat. Yes, goat's butt, so therefore they are butters. Cereal is an oat. I mean, that's a hard clue for a beginner. Wow. I think that misdirection as well. Okay, 12. Ivan ran frantically. Okay, we've got 7-letter clue. Ivan ran is 7 letters. Frantically could be an anagram indicator to find enlightenment, which would be nirvana. Oh, nirvana is definitely enlightenment, and that is an anagram of Ivan ran. 14. Every so often, so got another regular. Beginning with S. I've got a hint here. S-E-N. Let's write them down as I go. S-E-N. S-E-N-S-O-R-Y is the alternate of that, which is sensory, affecting hearing other things, hearing mothers among other things. So yes, sensory looks like it's the answer to me. Right, 15, foreign character. That's normally part of the Greek alphabet, so something like eater is a 3-letter word, and had food back, had food sent back. Well, yeah, you ate, so you had food, you ate. It's going backwards. Fair enough. Let's see if we can get this one, which looks like something like greenhouse. Go inshore he, which sort of contains those letters. Organised could be an anagram indicator, and warm place that encourages growth. Growth is a greenhouse. So I've done the, I've kind of looked at what's vital to me, mentally filled in. Sometimes I'm right on those, sometimes I'm wrong. That's okay to do, but don't get too wedded to that idea. But then I've started to look at the clue and can see it's an anagram of that. So it's okay to do that, and then I can pass the clue, which gives me a sense of confidence that I am on the right idea. Whereas this one, it's like cherry tree, cherry terry, is surely going to be an anagram cherry tree. Performing as your anagram indicator, where blossom grows as a cherry tree. Yeah, okay, same deal really. This little corner's looking a bit hard. Let's have a look at 5. Eagle. So 5 letters. Gosh, eagle in out of control descent. N-A-E. Got an anagram of eagle in. Could be an anagram of eagle in then, because that's got the N, it's got the A, it's got the E. Out of control would be your anagram indicator, so meaning descent. Now descent could mean falling out of the sky, but it could also mean your heritage or something. Nothing is coming to my mind there. Entangle, no. Let's have a look at 6. So might serve up root vegetable. So that suggests it's a reversal word. The only 3-letter word I can think of beginning with Y is a yam, and yam, if you read that down, it becomes may. So I may do this, I might do this. That's your definition. Serve up is saying put upwards a root vegetable yam. So let's have a look at this short professor on the board. For short fat professor. Is that someone who's professor's normally a don. Short fat professor, is this another drop? Short saying drop a letter from the end of fat, fat, and then a professor on the board. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to come back to this little area in a bit and have a look at 11 down. Dropping, so T and N, 7 letters. Dropping the odds outside of jovial meatloaf cover. What? Oh, dropping the odds is saying it's a regular clue. Gosh, that's so that's T-I-N, tinfoil. Okay, wow, a meatloaf cover. I mean, that's a great clue, but I'm not sure it should be landing up in the beginner section, because that's quite a confusing thing, even though we know what kind of clues we've got. Well done to anyone who's attempting this as a complete beginner. So 16 across. Notices stalls from the east. So from the east is going to say put a word in that begins with S, goes backwards. I'm beginning to think stops for spots. So yes, spots is to notice. So the stalls from the east are the stops. So yeah, that's next. Stalls is next to from the east, so that's the word we're turning round to give us spots, which is the definition. Spots is notices. 16 down. Brought about, fuel slump. So again, brought about is a reversal indicator. Fuel, there's only 3 types of fuel in one, but oil, gas, coal, and then you go into peat, so that's 4, isn't it? But generally, and the one I'm looking for is gas, because then I've got sag, so sag upwards gives us sag downwards. A sag is gas is the fuel, brought around becomes a sag, which is a slump. It says Gill, googled, but regularly. Okay, so G-O-L-D, gold. Ignore the top result. Well, the top result is gold, apparently. These are not helpful definitions for anyone new to this. Course 17. Out of practice. Rusty. Is rusty out of practice? Reliable, but one time only. Gosh. So we've got the word trusty. That trusty is reliable, but we need to only have one T in trusty. So drop the first T gives you rusty. Wow. Is this 13 noun? Yes, Alan. Okay, I've got an A, Y. I can see the first 7 letters. Or yes, Alan, 7 letters. And look at 7 clues. It's got those letters in it. Transformed. To study is to, probably is to analyse, I suppose. So transformed is your anagram indicator. Analyse is the anagram. 20. 2 E's, 6 letters. Stay and officiate, but powerlessly. Ref is to officiate, is to ref, but powerlessly. Refute, stay, refuse. Was it to stay and then to ref? No. I'll put an F there. I'm not sure about this. 18 now, beginning with S. Travel downhill fast is surely to ski. Fast, mostly outside. Of what? Travel downhill is to ski. I would say is to ski. Fast, but mostly outside. Mostly is probably saying drop a letter from a word meaning outside. If that is ski, then stay, reform, and officiate, but powerlessly. I'm not convinced I've got that right, Ethan. Wow, this is so it's a hard one though. Let's have a look at this one. Just try and knock off this corner. Eagle in out of control descent. So let's assume that is an anagram of eagle in. Eagle in would give us lineage. They are. I said descent might be about your heritage order, and it's lineage. That's the anagram. So yeah, eagle in is an anagram of lineage. Out of control is your anagram indicating descent. So this looks like slim, does it? Short, fat professor. Can't be slim. Professor Plum. So, oh, okay, plump. So plump is a word meaning fat. Shorten it, take the P off, becomes plum, which gives you Professor Plum, which is one of the Cluedo characters. Wow, so just these last couple to have a look at. To stay and officiate, but powerlessly. But powerlessly says to me take off the P from a word meaning officiate. And then to stay would be to officiate. Is there an I for ski? Can't quite work that out. Right, I'm going to pause the video while I think to myself rather than make you suffer. Well, that's been rather a long break because I actually went off and made myself a cup of tea. I did it in my head while I was off. So I had a few thoughts about this puzzle while I was away, and I thought, well, maybe this could be remain, and that would end with an N, and then maybe I've got a wrong anagram then, but then I realised actually that still wouldn't get me to ski. Eventually, and I thought about this one down here being, maybe it isn't ski, maybe it's sled. SLE wouldn't be a word though. So anyway, eventually I came to the realisation this would be reside, and if you preside over something you are officiating, so take the P off of preside becomes P, which means this must be ski, and then I had to think about why that would be, and mostly outside, well the outside of an orange or something is the skin. So yeah, mostly outside, take the N off of the skin gives you ski, so there we go, I think, all done. Yeah, wow, okay, that was not very nice from Dice, given that these are puzzles aimed at beginners. I'm sorry. What half the problem beginners have is coming up with words. I mean, you can see there I've struggled on reside. I've struggled. Yeah, Professor Plum's a tough clue. Line, the misdirection on lineage for descent. I mean, the only thing that made that puzzle easy was like the alternate letter ones, really. So I think that's a little bit misjudged for the QC slot, personally. Good luck if you haven't got it. Let me know down in the comments if you managed it. Thanks for watching.